Let's work through one of your language blocks together. Hi, Vicky Kelty here with another guided practice episode of the Language Learning Report Card podcast. In this episode, I'll be walking you through what it's like to experience the coaching aspect of working with me in an English class. Now, obviously, this won't be exactly like the experience of being live in class with me in a one-on-one coaching call, because in a call, I can respond based on your body language, based on the things that you're saying. And in this episode, I cannot do that. So keep that in mind as you're working through these things. Above all, be kind to yourself as you work through these questions. And if you want to dive deeper, then please be sure to check out my website, vickykelty.com, to book your own one-on-one class with me, and we can dig a little deeper into any of the blocks that come up for you with your English learning. That being said, let's get started with this guided practice. We are going to be looking at blocks. So if that is something that you feel comfortable doing today, then keep listening. If today is not the day to do that, then I would invite you to stop listening and come back on another day. Maybe check out one of my other episodes. We do have a guided practice on celebrating your wins. If that is the space that you're in right now, then go and do some celebrating and maybe come back on a different day when you're ready to tackle some of these blocks that come up with our language learning. Okay, let's get started. For this practice, you may want a piece of paper or a way that you can make notes with your answers to the different questions. And you can respond in English in class. We typically do the conversation in English. We focus on English as much as possible, even with some deep work like this. So the choice is yours, whether you respond to these questions in your own private work in your language, or you want to try and do it in English, or a mix of both. There's no wrong way to do this. So the first thing you're going to do is to identify a block that is coming up for you. What is something negative that you say to yourself? I can't do this. I will never remember this word. I always confuse this word. I always forget to use the past simple here. I can never remember the irregular verb conjugations. My accent is too thick. Nobody will ever understand me in conversations. I don't speak fluidly enough. I don't know enough grammar to have a conversation. Insert your own block that's coming up. And when I say block, it's something that's holding you back from doing what you want to do, which when we work together is usually something involving speaking. But your block could be anything. So what is a phrase that you hear yourself saying a lot that is keeping you from doing something that you want to do in English? And yes, this is going to be a phrase that's probably negative. So that's fine. Write it down. No judgment. I'm going to give you just a very short time to do it. Only think of one. If multiple blocks come up, choose one. You can write them all down, but choose one. Okay, we have 30 seconds on the clock. Let's write down something that is holding us back from doing what we want to do with the language we're learning. Ten seconds. Okay, time. Now, I want you to identify the feeling that comes up when you read that statement. When you think about that statement, when you see it, how do you feel? Maybe you feel something like sad, angry, anxious, disappointed, or annoyed. Okay? That's totally fine. Don't be worried if it's an uncomfortable feeling that comes up. Okay? I'll give you another 30 seconds to identify that feeling. And go. Ten seconds. And time. Okay. Go back to your statement, and I will actually share mine. So it's a little vulnerable moment. With Spanish, I'm always unclear when I say the double R in Spanish. People will laugh at me because of this. So that's a thought that comes up sometimes. And now the question is this true? So I'm not going to tell you what your answer is, but is this true? I will give you 5 seconds to answer that question. Ready? And that's time. Okay, you have your answer to that question. For me, it was not true. That it's not always the case that people don't understand my double R. It didn't sound like their double R necessarily, but they understood what I was attempting to pronounce. Now, I want you to think of moments where that statement that you wrote was not true. Moments that you had really good experiences in English. Maybe it has nothing to do with the statement, but all the moments that you can think of where you were using the language and they bring a smile to your face just thinking about them. Maybe from the celebration guided practice episode, you have some things written down. If nothing's coming to your mind right now, you can look at that list that you made if you have done that guided practice already. And I can tell you that as an example, one time I was out for a walk and I laugh because this was really funny. And this is a word that makes me really uncomfortable to say, dog. This is why if you're watching the video, I have a cat. I actually have 2, but you can see one of them in the video. This is why I love having cats, because it's an easier word for me to pronounce. But sometimes when I go on walks, I see people with their dog and I will ask them a question about their dog and say the word dog in Spanish. And it is a very difficult word for me to pronounce. I do my best. And this person did not understand me at first, but I was like pointing to their dog and they're like, oh yeah, okay. Logic, context, they can follow what's going on. And we were able to continue the conversation with no problem. And so that discomfort of this conversation is going to be impossible was alleviated. And we had a lovely conversation, made a nice connection with this person. And my double R was not a big deal. It was not the focus of this conversation that I had with this person at all. It was just a tiny blip on the radar. And so I have a really good memory of that moment using Spanish. Whoop, whoop. Okay, what moments do you have? Let's put 90 seconds on the clock. See what you can think of. I'll let you know when we're halfway done. Halfway. Ten seconds. And that's time. Now, think of those moments and how do they make you feel? These might be more related to moments where you're feeling at ease, comfortable with the language. So maybe it will bring up feelings of comfort, ease, happiness, joy, satisfaction, pride, gratitude. I'll give you 30 seconds and write down what feelings are coming up. Almost time. And that's time. Now let's create a new way of saying your original statement. How can we improve on it so that it's more accurate and it's more motivating to you, that it's not creating a block, it's creating possibility. For example, you could be mentioning that you're improving, you're getting better, you're trying to do something. So we're removing the I can't, it's impossible, I never. We're removing all of that. If I were to take my statement, I might say that I'm trying to learn different techniques to copy the double R pronunciation, or I'm trying to find different methods to make my accent easy to understand for people when I speak Spanish. That comes off as more uplifting. That's going to motivate me more to continue having conversations with people if I have that thought in my head. So I'm going to give you 90 seconds again to work through what are some other ways that you could say your statement. Let's try. Halfway. 10 seconds. And that's time. So, a statement that I wrote during our time is people often understand me and I have rewarding conversations with them. I'm good at finding alternatives to additionally help people understand me. So, this is what working through language blocks might look like in one of our one on one classes. This isn't what 100% of classes are like. There are not always blocks that come up in every single class. But when they do come up, I'm here to help support you with empathy, patience, and understanding while we try to work through it so that you can keep using English with joy and excitement. Okay. I hope that you enjoyed today's guided practice and be sure to send me an email and let me know how it went. You can email me at hola@vickykelty.com and check out vickykelty.com for more info on how to do one-on-one classes with me. Have a great day. Bye.